Criminals often believe the fastest way forward is also the smartest, until reality rewrites the plan. Let's see how a few bold choices set everything else in motion. He came looking for quick cash, but left behind frightened employees, shaken customers, and a robbery that wouldn't be forgotten anytime soon. That's a terrible trade for just over $1,000. Waiting in line and paying, apparently, were never part of the plan. He grabbed 2 phones from the AT&T store and sprinted out the door, as if the checkout counter didn't even exist. They smashed the doors, shattered the display cases, and grabbed the jewelry like they were racing against the clock. The problem is, prison time usually lasts a lot longer than a smash and grab. The owner put up a brave fight, but 3 armed thieves had the advantage. It takes real courage to defend your family business, even when the odds aren't in your favor. The owner and her daughter tried to stop the robbers before realizing their safety mattered more than the jewelry. Property can be replaced, but no family business is worth risking your life over. Hopefully these suspects are caught soon. One hiding spot wasn't enough. She filled the jacket in her hands, then started using her own clothes as extra storage. Greed always seems to ask for just one more item. He hid a bottle of Hennessy under his shirt, like nobody would notice. Apparently, he thought a jacket was the perfect shopping bag. They walked into the Balenciaga store looking for luxury and walked out with $94,000 in stolen bags. The problem? They didn't realize their next destination might be a jail cell instead of a fashion show. At first, he acted like a customer, then suddenly switched roles and became the robber at the counter. Quite a dramatic career change in just a few seconds. Unfortunately, that line of work usually doesn't end with a happy ending. Two suspects walked into the store and rushed behind the counter with knives. Just minutes later, they fled with more than $10,000 in cash. That's a lot of risk for money that was never theirs to begin with. They treated an ATM like it was a piece of furniture they could just pick up and take home. Too bad crime doesn't come with a return policy. This burglar broke into Mile High Comics looking for a $42,000 jackpot in rare comics. The only problem? He forgot that leaving evidence behind turns a treasure hunt into a police case. They walked into a pet store and thought a puppy was something they could just take away. A cute puppy is not a souvenir. It is a living being that requires care and responsibility. Threatening pharmacy employees and injuring innocent people just to steal addictive drugs. It wasn't just a robbery anymore. It was a complete disregard for human life over a few bottles of addictive drugs. Walking up to a porch and stealing a package isn't exactly a genius move, especially when your shopping trip turns into a police investigation. They broke in with a crowbar, forced the clerk to the ground, cleaned out the registers, and hauled off the ATM cash tray before running away. That's the kind of robbery that takes minutes to commit and years to pay for. Three suspects broke into the Yilang 23 jewelry store in Highland Park and allegedly stole nearly $500,000 worth of merchandise. They thought they were walking away with luxury, but they may have traded those diamonds for years behind bars. Vacant properties often attract thieves looking for easy money, whether it's copper, wiring, or anything else they can carry. This time, the shortcut ended with the suspect getting caught. This wasn't random. It looked like a well-rehearsed team effort. While some kept the employees busy, the others quietly walked out with an entire safe. Imagine putting that much teamwork into an actual job. They came for cash and cell phones, but left behind an injured employee and a major police investigation. Funny how criminals always plan the robbery but never the consequences. A robbery, a quick getaway attempt, and then a straight trip to a place of confinement. A terrible ending for a terrible plan. Walking out with an armful of beer without paying, then assaulting an employee for trying to stop the theft. Acting like the victim after stealing in the first place takes a special kind of nerve. Breaking into a pharmacy isn't just stealing property. Those medications are there for people who actually need them, not for someone looking for a quick score. He threw merchandise, assaulted the clerk, stole the cash, and ran. That's a whole lot of effort just to become the star of a police investigation instead of getting an actual job. He treated someone else's bicycle like a free rental. The ride didn't last long before it ended with handcuffs instead of freedom. They showed up with a vehicle, hammers, axes, and a plan to steal jewelry in just a few minutes. Even worse, they injured an elderly shop owner who had spent a lifetime building the business. Hopefully, justice catches up with those responsible very soon. Three people attacking one person over a backpack? If it takes that many people just to steal a bag, maybe crime isn't the right career choice after all. They walked into Race Food Market with a long shopping list, cash register, gaming machines, and even the ATM. The ATM survived, but the suspects still left with stolen cash and merchandise. They used an SUV to smash through the front of a liquor store before sunrise, all for a few bottles of liquor. That's a pretty expensive way to shop, when the repair bill will probably cost more than what they stole. The pretzel factory serves warm pretzels, not fast cash. This suspect apparently got the two confused and left behind a robbery investigation instead of a receipt. Lighting fireworks inside a fireworks warehouse has to be one of the worst ideas imaginable. All that chaos, just to steal about $200 worth of merchandise. Those empty display cases used to represent years of hard work and trust from the community. The thieves saw dollar signs. The owners saw their livelihood disappear overnight. This guy really walked up to the security camera and gave police the perfect close-up before smashing it. Thanks for the free headshot. Detectives probably couldn't have asked for a better one. They walked in with a complete plan. Grab the cash from the register, clear the cigarette shelves, and have a getaway car waiting outside. Everything seemed to go smoothly until the police started tracking down the entire crew. Maybe the robbers saw nothing more than a store full of valuable merchandise. What they failed to see were the years of hard work, the long hours, and the sacrifices behind every display case. Destroying someone else's dream in just a few minutes is not impressive. It's simply shameful. The employee opened the restroom expecting a normal workday, not an armed robber waiting inside. Moments like this remind us that retail workers deserve respect, not fear and violence. They allegedly used pepper spray on the store owner to make the robbery easier. That's not a smart plan or a bold move. It's just another reminder that criminals often mistake cruelty for courage. The thieves smashed their way into a seafood restaurant, not to steal food, but to target the gaming machines inside. It's hard to believe they caused thousands of dollars in damage just to trade it for a quick payout that wouldn't last very long. Midnight delivery turned into a free shopping trip for this porch pirate. At 12:08 a.m., the suspect walked up, grabbed packages from a home, and disappeared. Some people really think someone else's front porch is their personal Amazon locker. A jewelry store robbery may have taken only minutes, but it took police less than 48 hours to track down 6 suspects. Bad decisions can happen fast, but consequences can arrive even faster. "42 weapons stolen from multiple break-ins is not just a crime spree, it is a serious threat. Hopefully, these weapons are recovered before they can cause any further harm. Smashing display cases and taking expensive jewelry may have looked quick and easy, but the ending was anything but glamorous. The only thing they collected was a very long prison sentence of 96 years. Breaking into a safe at Domino's and stealing cash from a coffee shop sounds like a business plan only a criminal could create. Unfortunately for them, the profits come with a very high price. He thought climbing through the front gate would be the hardest part. Turns out hiding from the niptid inside the building was even harder. There's no perfect hiding spot when everyone's already looking for you. Picking out clothes is normal. Walking out without paying is not. Apparently, he confused a shopping trip with a free clothing giveaway. Weeks of break-ins, stealing thousands of dollars worth of merchandise, and they still ended up getting caught. Criminals always think they are smarter than the camera system, until they realize they aren't. Five grown men risking felony charges over cash and smoke shop merchandise? That's not a crew anyone should be proud to be part of. Following someone from a bank and waiting for the right moment isn't clever. It's just a lazy shortcut to stealing someone else's hard-earned money. Walking into an Easy Mart with a hoodie and a handgun isn't exactly a retirement plan. Some people leave a convenience store with snacks. This guy left with detectives looking for his name. Breaking Breaking into multiple cars before sunrise sounded like a smart plan, until the surveillance footage started telling the whole story. Cameras never sleep, even when criminals hope they do. Every story reminds us that poor decisions have a way of catching up, often when they're least expected. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Sometimes the biggest mistake is believing no one is watching.